All right, let's do this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another edition of Uper Farmer Cigar Garage Talks. How's everyone doing tonight? Doing pretty good. Recording this one a little early. This one's actually being recorded on a Sunday. I'm changing up some lifestyle stuff. So I'm going to try and record these on Sunday instead of Mondays. Try and improve my health and healthy routines and whatnot. Story for another video. What are we smoking? What are we drinking? Again, the War Fighter. The, was it 7.62? Yes, sir, the Maduro wrapper. Or sorry, Connecticut wrapper. My bad. Quite delicious. And for the drink, look at this. Samuel Smith's Organic Chocolate Stout. I think I've had this one. I think this is the one I've tried to find again. I had an organic one. I think this is it. And it was just delicious. Oh, you gotta love the glass, right? Survived the zombie apocalypse. And all I got was this stupid glass. If you know, you know. I'm hoping this is the one. I don't drink many organic beers. Look at that. I think this is it. That looks beautiful. Yep, I think that's it. That might be the one I was looking for. That might even be worth buying an old 6-pack off of. You can tell I've kind of been smoking here for a little bit. Went to go shoot the video. It was all prepped and ready. Then a couple of things popped up. Nothing big, of course. I'm going to touch up the tip of my cigar here a little bit even. War stories. Tonight, let's talk about being the FNG, right? The effing new guy. I've been the new guy many times in the EMS business. I was the over chipper, super into it, rescue Randy type when I was a first responder. I had my pager during school, even though it would take me like 10, 15 minutes to drive to any call, probably 10 to 20 minutes. I was jump kit in the car, ready to roll. Didn't get many calls, got a couple. Usually other people beat me to the calls before I could make it. Went off to college. Didn't do much work actually on any ambulances when I went to college, which is kind of rare. A lot of the guys actually worked for a couple of the smaller ambulance agencies in and around the college. I didn't. I wanted to focus on my schools. Like I've talked about in a few other videos, I graduated high school summa cum barely. But I knew if I wanted to pass medic, I would have to really take this seriously, and I'd have to kind of give it a little bit more effort, if you were. So instead of getting a job, I kind of focused in on my studies, focused in more on the academic side instead of the making money side. I think I'm better for it. But one of my first jobs after graduating, and actually getting married, I got married just out of college, was working for a ALS service, one of the ones that I actually ended up working for pretty much a good chunk of my career. I got most of my road time and calls with this service. At the time when I applied, actually, it was very hard to get into. They were a little bit more selective. I did the whole, boomer thing. I put in my application, even though they didn't have a listing. I'd call them every couple of weeks, check in. Once they were accepting applications, I called to see if I needed to update anything, further information. I was that eager beaver to get a job. I didn't know this. They actually had a huge walk-off. That's why they were hiring. And I get called in for an interview, and I'm ready. I brought dress clothes, but I brought clothes that if they asked me to do any practical skills, I could do practical skills in. I had my certificates, I had my resume. I was ready to go. Show up. The boss meets me at the door. I did know a handful of guys already who worked for the company. Kind of said my hellos to them. Boss comes in. Says, "All right, let's walk you around, give you a little tour. All right, here's the ambulance. Here's our monitors. Here's how you turn on the monitor. Here's the kitchen. Here's the living room, the bunk room." Explain the difference between the upstairs TV versus the downstairs TV. I said, "All right." I was ready. I said, "It's a marvelous station, great equipment, love the rigs." Okay, can we start my interview? He said, "Oh yeah, we can start your interview. Why don't you come in?" I came in on a Monday. He says, "You'll start Wednesday." Oh, okay. Well, that was a little unexpected. I guess I have the job. Yep, come on in on Wednesday. Well, okay. I'm still kind of confused. I thought, well, am I doing paperwork on Wednesday? What's going on? Show up on Wednesday, and I get a uniform, and I'm assigned on third on a rig. There was a medic who needed help lifting. So I was assigned to third, and that was considered my ride along. Within about 2 weeks, I was on my own treating patients. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Out on the road, running calls. I would like to say that this was a bizarre, unique case. But especially now with the shortages, I keep hearing this again and again. A few of the places I applied for, granted, I had a lot more experience then when I applied for these next ones. It really was not much of an orientation, not much of an onboarding. Let's get you a uniform, get you some boots, and get you out on the road. Especially once you have some experience, they really like to get you out and get you going. Probably one of the downsides with EMS, we don't put more process and more thought into our hiring processes, into our selection process. We just kind of get these kids out, get them rolling, get them on the road, keep them on the road as long as we can, which, if any of you guys know, the longevity of EMS is ridiculously short. 5 years, many out at 3. 5 years is kind of the new get them in, get them out. They get burnt out, they get used up. It is a shame, really. We could hang on to these guys longer, but we offer them very little. Very little in support and very little in the means of quality training, upward mobility. And there's very little respect still for EMS. Even after the dreaded incident of 2019, when we were throwing them into people's homes and transporting those people to critical care facilities and infectious disease facilities, we kind of missed our mark. There's a lot we probably could have accomplished as a group, if you will. That is something that needs to change in EMS. I mean, now that I have changed positions a few times, every time I've changed position further and further away from EMS, onboarding gets longer and longer. The respect goes up. The compassion goes up. It's interesting. These individuals, these first responders who go out there, really are the backbone of communities. Whether it's fire, EMS, DPW, linemen, they're the ones that really keep this world rolling. It's not the bankers, it's not the 9-to-5ers, it's not any of them. It's those of us that put ourselves out there for the betterment of mankind, for the betterment of our fellow man. And the most we give them is a 10-minute interview, 20-minute interview and a one-day orientation with no other support or care for what happens next, really. It's sad. It's systemic. We see it from local. We see it at the state level, even the national level. Very little respect is given. That needs to change. We need to do something for our public servants. Because I don't care if you are the best marketing manager there ever was. You could disappear tomorrow and no one would know. But if EMS disappeared, people would know. And then it'd be too late for them to stand up and actually do something about it. Damn shame, damn shame. Well, folks, I hope you're enjoying this War Stories series here. I think I only have one more War Story cigar to go, and then we'll pivot. We'll switch to a different topic. Lent's coming up. Easter's coming up. That's also why I'm kind of changing my video cadence to Sunday to get ready for Lent. Because I'm giving up alcohol. It's again, video for another time. We'll save that one. We'll save that one. But anyway, folks, I hope everyone's staying safe out there. Hoping you're all doing all right. If you're in public service, EMS, fire, police, thank you very much for everything you do. It's because of you that we can live a civilized life. For those of you who aren't, think about sending them some cookies. Send some cookies to your local fire, EMS, or police station. Let them know they're loved. Let them know you care. Be a good person. Hope everyone's staying safe out there. We'll see you on the next one.